Unleash your potential. Unleash your potential. Reach for the stars. Electric dreams align. Show them who you are. Unleash your potential. Yo, 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 let's go. One, two, three. Unleash and grow. Embrace the vibe. Set it free. Your potential unlocked. Just believe. Psychedelic journeys, hearts aligned, step into the future, greatness redefined. Unleash your potential, set your dreams free. In a world of stars, become who you want to be. Stand tall in the storm, embrace the rain, ride the wave of success, break every chain. Welcome to the Expanding Your Potential
Good morning, and thank you that you made it your time right for this lecture this morning on Reach Your Potential. Thank you for joining us. It is another time to expose ourselves, to get ourselves motivated, to do a rethink of ourselves. The mind is everything to excel in life, success not by imagination, not feeling impressed, but actualizing what you have envisioned. The mind is where all decisions are hatched. It is the lab, and it is for result. Everything life result. There isn't anything on earth with a result, but that result wouldn't come if there is no thinking. If there is a thinking person, then there is every possibility for a favorable result. Let's do a short recap of last week. Thank you again. I will say welcome to it. I am Sam Andrews. Last week, we talked good thinker changes his or her life. Good thinker changes his or her life. And we said that God gave every person created by him the intellect or the mind to be used for productive venture. And that means thinking right to take your life from one level to another, called progress. It is unto everybody by God to advance. And God gave everyone the ability called thinking or vision or idea to advance oneself. That it is not unto another person to advance your life or to take you from one level to another. That responsibility lies squarely with you, by you, of you. No one can take out of and take you out of your luck when you are not thinking hard to help you out. We said it all starts with you and nobody else. We are to we are not to just think because we got the thinking ability, but to think good. And good thinking experiences advancement or progress by action, bringing the person out of poverty. We also told you that luck is the same as the word poverty, and poverty is the same as the word lack. If you lack, then you are poor. If you have, you are not poor. That the word lack or poverty not a curse, but it is a challenge to bring you out of your inability to think right by thinking right. Good thinker is always in demand. That means when you think and think hard and think in the future with goal setting and you actualize those goals, you become marketable. Your ideas or your goals are palatable, they are sellable. People are attracted to it. And once people are attracted to your idea or your goal, you are out of poverty, meaning you will not lack because everything that you will need will unfold itself. We also said last week that every person who knows how to think and think in progress with readiness to act gets what he or she wants. That a person is not successful when he or she gets nothing doing in terms of thinking hard to move forward. This day, this morning, we go in sequential order. We will talk, or let's talk, lack of vision will get you lost. Not very different from previous lectures, but there is a slant with this one. Lack of vision will get you lost. The introduction is clear. Everyone has a vision. Everyone has a vision. Vision is the idea or thought. It is the ability to think about or plan for the future. That ability is imputed into everybody. There isn't any person on the earth who lacks vision. Vision is nothing extraordinary. Vision is idea, thinking, thought, whatever. And that idea comes from nowhere but the mind. So there isn't any person on the earth who lacks vision. Everyone has vision. Every thinking being is a vision person. If you ever looking for a person on earth who does not have a vision, you will never find that person. Sometimes you hear people say, this person lacks vision. This person does not have vision. That is not true. Everyone has a vision. If you hear the expression from a person that this person does not have vision, it is ironic. The person is referring to a vision, But how the person sees that vision is not favorable in his thinking. So he or she comes out with such description. Vision is any idea of a person. It is just an idea. Everyone has vision. The vision can either be undesirable, negative, positive. Every person has an idea. That idea is what is referred to as vision. But if the vision is not well tailored or well examined, carefully thought out, then there is a distortion within that bracket. What's going to happen? The achieving part will not be fully realized. There will be either hurdle or hurdles along the way. It is at this point that most people do not know, and they reach the conclusion with this description. You lack vision. You lack vision. Everyone has a vision. If that vision is not well tailored, in the opinion of another person, it is not well thought out. And so the person says, you have no vision. It is because it wasn't well thought out as that person had a vision that it will be right. But the person is referring to a vision, meaning that idea is not favorable in that person's opinion, but he or she is referring to a vision. A vision is any idea that a person put on. Vision is in two kinds. Two kinds. One, central vision. Two, peripheral vision. Central vision is that vision that is seriously thought out or a serious thought out idea that is result driven or it is possible for achieving what the mind has brought out. Simply put, very serious. No joke about it. Well examined, well thought out, analyzed, well took into consideration or takes into consideration the ramifications, meaning it will hit the wall at certain point in time or there will be delays. All of those things are taken into consideration. So a careful thought is given. If you have had the opportunity to look at people in their interactions, even with yourself in group setting or at office or at workshop, you see central vision. Sometimes you see the people in the room for 2, 3 hours, just one goal, but they are all putting their intellect on the table to get what they want. So time is not the ultimate goal for them. They can spend 2 hours, 3 hours. What they want is to achieve it and achieve it with every possibility, guiding against every internal and external distraction. Central vision is the most significant. It goes with a lot. It has no playing in it. You went to a person's office and they tell you the person is in meeting, and truly the person is in meeting with its vision. Not all the meetings with people. You can be in meeting with your vision. That means you are giving it a careful thought. You are examining. So the person is in the office for the next 1 hour, 2 hours, looking at that idea, how he wants to achieve it, how he needs to get it off the ground, and when should that happen, and how it should happen. So he's bringing on the table every factor or all of the factors, analyzing, and that goes with every seriousness of mind. The person will avoid distraction. You'll hear the person will call the SA and say, anybody comes, I am not here. Not necessarily that that person is selfish, but he or she is guiding against internal and external distraction because he wants to get that goal achieved. He puts everything, time, everything into it. No distraction whatsoever. Another way you can understand it, serious minded thinking, serious minded vision. That's what it is. The second is peripheral. Was not very different from the central, but this is of little less. Simply put, careful attention is not given. This is more of feeling impressed that you got the idea. It is achievable. You can achieve it. So less attention is given to it with the impression that you got everything. So not much thinking is put into this. If somebody looks at what you are doing, or they just look at you and say, guy, this venture actually is peripheral. The person is simply telling you, you have a good idea, but you're not giving it the attention. Hence, you're not going to achieve it as you think it ought to be achieved. When people are giving less attention to something, though they find it important, but they give less thinking, less time to it, that's it. That is a vision. But they feel that they can achieve it at any time. And you cannot achieve anything without time devotion. God gave us the five senses not to be used loosely, but to be used seriously. So, peripheral vision is a vision that is in contrast to central vision. The next part on unleashing your potential, you want to share your vision with others to avoid being lost. It is very significant. Do not overlook it, for no man is an island. Sharing your vision with the right person or persons, and not just any person, will take your life to another level. Don't be afraid or shy or be shy to share your vision. No, don't be afraid. Share your vision. Not sharing your vision and not sharing it with just anybody or everybody. Sharing your vision means you must know the person. You should have a person. You should know the person's characteristics. You should know the person's achievement. The person could just be your role model from your own observation of the person. People just don't take things to people simply because they are human beings. You take your vision to somebody who whom you see have advanced in life and their vision took them to that level. And you want to rely or feed on their expertise. Expertise is the same as vision, just the same as idea, so that you move from this level to another. How do you do that? There are several ways. Write down what you want to do or become. That's the first thing. Write down. Last week we talked about it. It is key. The world is advancing. We are not in the monolithic age any longer or the manual age. We're in the age of advancement where writing, reading, every other thing, they are very significant, very important. Sometimes you want somebody to help you and you explain, and the person said, can you just write it down and send it to me? And if you don't have the ability, well, it doesn't say it is impossible. It is still possible because somebody can help you out, but you have to be very careful who the person you carry to so that they don't carry your name around that you don't know how to write. They wrote this for you, they wrote that for you. Unleash your potential requires that you write down what you want to do or become. One, two, write down how you want to achieve it. The how, HOW, is the key word, and it will put your attitude or your vision or idea or expertise or ability or mind into action. Once you are done, take a breather or time of inquiry. That means when you have written down the vision or idea, you want to take up time to not rest. It is not about resting, but to think about it. And to do that, you have to do it in quietude. You have created, when you're doing that, you have created the atmosphere of central vision. That means you're giving it every serious thought. You are nothing peripheral about it. You're not giving it less attention, you're giving it the central attention, the most significant thought you can ever put at, which is called analysis. So that breather or time of inquietude, you are thinking, what is it? How is it? You've drawn it out. How can you, if need be, that you can share what you have written down with someone of greater or higher expertise or vision? I said initially, it is very important. Don't overlook it to share your vision with people, but not anybody, not everybody, not somebody, not few body, not the multitude. Most people, if you look at society, those that you hear complaining a lot from one end to another about a certain idea or vision not being achieved, it is either discarded or cracked, meaning they can see the fruit of it. It is because they have taken it to first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth friends. You find this mainly amongst most women. The lady has this idea without giving herself careful time in her house in quietude to think about it. And if she wants to share it with somebody who will help her out to achieve it, will go about sharing it with everybody. So at the end of the day, what happened? That vision is spread across the road. It is on the other side, and almost all of her friends and other people, they are discussing it. At the close of the day, what happens? That vision cannot be achieved because it has become a public discussion. Moreover, she will become uncomfortable and develop a distrust, unnecessary distrust, meaning it wasn't necessary to have shared. She now realizes that it wasn't necessary to share with the person or the people she shared it with because she didn't take up time to think. Do not share your vision with just anybody. If you did, you will get lost. There are some people who they had good vision, good idea. They thought big, but they stooped low at the last part of the analysis by taking it to just everybody. And amongst everybody, the many, the wrong pieces of advice ones will always step up. Do it this way. Don't do it this way. If you did it this way, this is what's going to happen. They will just flow that way. And when you give in, so do not share your vision with just anybody. If you ever did, you will get lost. Sharing your vision with the person whom you knows the person achievement, know how the person got out of poverty to success, and you trust the person's ability to help you move from your lack to success. What are the benefits of sharing your vision? Does it have any benefit or benefit? Yes. Sharing your vision with a person, the right person, not any person, not anybody, can provide emotional support, encouragement, and motivation to pursue your goals with the pieces of advice the person will offer. And will offer, nobody who has achieved and who is human wants you to succeed would not share his or her idea with you on how he or she came out of lack to success. The person may not share all of his or her experiences with you, but will share the few significant with you, which when you implement will take you to another level. Do not be afraid to share your goal, but do not share it with just anybody or everybody. If you ever did, sorry, you will get lost. You will not achieve it. Sharing your vision will help you see things from different angles and potentially refining your vision for the future. When you can share your vision, it will help you to see things from different perspectives. Initially, you see it as okay, but if you take it to a person whom you believe in based on the person's success or advancement from the struggles the person had to success, converting struggles into success, you can trust yourself that you will come out of such. You'll see it from a whole new angle and say, okay, I was thinking this way. Listening to you, I think I have a different idea. I can go along with these pieces of advice. I think your pieces of advice are practical steps. If I implement them, I will move to another level. I am using these pieces or these pointers you have shared with me. I am convinced that this is how you came out of your struggles, out of your life to success. And just as you go about doing that, you see if you are with your business, you see your business moving to another level. If you are at your office, you see yourself moving to another level. Whatever venture you want to embark upon, you see that unfolding. You see the features unfolding before you. It is very significant. Share your thought, share your vision, share your idea, but just don't share it with anybody and everybody. Don't rely 100% on what you have a vision, but you have a vision. When you share it with another person, it gives you a whole new picture. There are too many people who have done that and then it worked for them. You say, oh, okay. I see, I had this thought, but listening to you, I see it from a whole new picture or different. And I think let me try this. And the person goes on experimenting that, and you see things start to work. Sharing your vision will help create accountability, makes you more likely to stay on track and take action than getting lost. When you can share your vision, it helps with accountability. You know what to do, when to do, how to do, what is it. It makes you more likely, it keeps you on track. You aren't off. You're not uh you're not moving zigzag. You are on track with it, meaning you have a full understanding of what is it, and you are on that plane. You aren't going off your vision lane, and you are ready to get into action based on those pieces of advice. And then what happened? You're not going to get lost. Again, be very careful and selective about who you share your vision with. Not anybody or everybody you can share your vision. I'm not close to you. I do not know your situation. But what I do know, you cannot, under any circumstance, share your vision, your idea, your thinking with just anybody. If you did, you are lost. Some people, the reason why you don't share your vision with just anybody, but a trusted person, whether you know the person or not, and let me inject this, because I show some of you asking in your hearts, what if I see somebody, but I'm not close to the person? Should I share my vision with that person? Assume that you've been observing that person for several months and you are convinced that that person vision brought him or her to where he or she is. And from your observation, you think that that person is the right person, but you people aren't close. Probably you people have not met before. This, and you want to share your vision with that person so that you come out of lack. This is where you have to develop honesty within yourself and boldness to move. Listen, you don't come out of lack. You don't move from one level to another when you are shy or shame, afraid, and you put on self-defect. You wouldn't. Boldness is required in everything life. Boldness takes you out. Boldness brings you out of poverty. Boldness open window of opportunities. Don't ever be shy. Boldness is just well organized thought moving to explain. You can move to the person and introduce yourself. Go straight to the point with the reason you went to the person, which is your vision that you have, and then you stop there. Only two things. You introduce yourself, mean in the introduction, why you are at the person's house to see the person, and then you lay out your vision. Don't be afraid. Don't think that the person will put you off his or her house. Rather, the person will see you as somebody who truly wants to advance in life, and the person will immediately get attracted to you. Don't ever share your thought, your vision, your idea with just anybody. Always use people who, from your observation, or even from people telling stories of other people, meaning giving people uh, experiences of how they came up. You hear people say, or you hear the person saying, oh, this person went through this, their life was so tough for this person, but in the midst of it, this person kept focused, this person did this, the person did that. We so admire this person that today this person is a success, and that person is a reference point for most people. You can take advantage. They are all over in this country, everywhere, in community, office, business, everywhere. Just be bold. Lacking boldness, you cannot. You cannot. To spiritualize boldness, didn't God say in Timothy, say we quote it often or seldom, that God has not given us the spirit of timidity, but boldness. So that characteristic is in everybody. It is not offensive, but it is the character that will open window of opportunity. Just be bold, go to the person. You can book an appointment. Assume that the person is a business executive, and you went to the person's office. Don't be shy. Just get yourself right, organize your thought well, move in, and tell the receptionist, I'm here to see XYZ. And when they ask you why, you tell the person, the SA, that it is confidential, it is personal. I want to see him or her. Now, it will be shocking to the person if the special assistant went in and reported the person at the waiting room to see XYZ. And some business people, some office managers, some, but they are very open. They are bold too. They are bold. They will tell the SA, provided they are less busy or doing nothing, let the person come. They give the person real access. And the person goes in, sits, introduces himself or herself and hit the point. Watch the atmosphere now. Before that person who wants to come out of lack using his or her boldness, the business executive or the manager or whatever the stature, that person is speechless. You know why the person will be speechless? Because it's just like Jesus would say to the Roman centurion, I have not found so strong a faith. Put it in this context, the person will be saying, I've not found so strong a boldness. And there where that person will be more than excited to help. That this person can walk from where or come from where he or she was to share his ideas so that I will help him out. Believe in my expertise. You can do that. Too many people in this country and in this whole world, that's how they came out. And people are still doing it all over the world. People are still doing that. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Don't put up any self-defect. Just put on that boldness, but let it not be anybody. It is not because you have friends or people in your community or wherever that you should share your idea, except that that idea is a peripheral one. That's the only way. But if it is a central vision, meaning it is of vital significance to you, and you want to use that to get out, then you will be bold enough to just explain to a special person, particularly a role model, a reference point, and not just anybody. Be selective. Being selective doesn't say that you are denigrating or disrespectful of the other people. Everybody has vision, but everybody's vision is not on the same plane. Everybody has vision, but everybody has different stories of their vision, where they came from and where they are now. So you want to be very selective, depending on what you want to achieve, of the person with whom you can explain that. Do not share your vision with people who tend or who could criticize, discourage, or even have limited mindset. Again, this is where your thinking will have to be strong. Don't ever share your vision or idea or whatever with just anybody or everybody, because there are people who will criticize you. There are people who will discourage you. Moreover, there are people with limited mindset. That means they can help you out as you want to get out, but they will give you the impression that you can get out. Oh, I had this experience too, and it just didn't work for me. Interestingly, the person never had any experience, nothing of such. But because the person doesn't want you to achieve that, remember now, the human mind. Again, what did God say? Only He alone knows the human mind. Everybody is seeing normal in their suit, but not everybody with the mind of the future. There are some people, because they aren't excelling, will not want their friend or that person to excel. So if you took it to the person, assume that you people are in the community and all of you, almost everybody on the same plane, everybody get vision. But you have taught something very significant because you have seen your surrounding and you want to get out of your comfort zone to move to another level. And you develop this idea, and then you took it to one of the friends. Do you expect that friend who is not thinking in the future, who is making no progress at all, will give you pieces of idea on progress? No, that person wouldn't. Every person who is down feels comfortable with those who should be down with him or her. That is why you have to be very selective. Look at the community and see how most of the ladies and men, boys and girls that had problems took it to their friends, and the friends end up giving them the wrong pieces of advice until they came in touch with somebody who futuristic will tell the person, do this, do that. And if you do, trust me, you will come out of luck. And as the person did, they came out. That's when you hear the expression say, oh, so you see, my own friend, she didn't want me. She didn't want me to progress in life. So the thing I explained to her, she gave me wrong advice. Look what the man just explained to me. Since I put that idea into work, you see how my business growing. You've heard that. That's how it looks. You got to be very careful. Some people will discourage you. They will know that your idea is very good. But because they are not at that level, they wouldn't want you to get there. That is why you have to be very careful. And I think it has reasoning in this this adage. It said, show me your friend, and then I'll tell you who you are. Well, you can draw understanding from that. If you align with just anybody and everybody, what's going to happen? It's just like you are with a person or people who quick to get angry. The more you stay with them, what's going to happen? You're going to develop their habit. But if you are with a person who highly gets angry, you're not going to pick up that habit of getting angry because the person you with. So if you took your idea to somebody who has achieved, had struggles, and understood those struggles, and survived those struggles with his or her idea, and share his own struggle with other people who help him out or help her out, that today they are at another level, and you identify or you find that person being a selective character to share yours with, and you did, you're going to come out. Don't do that. Don't share your dream with just anybody or your vision. Don't do that. Don't do that. They will discourage you. They'll criticize you. They'll come up with all manner of ideas. It will look impressive to you, very scintillating. You might see it, but the implementation, and if it is not working for you, the same people will come back and say, she didn't listen, he didn't listen. They will find their way out that way. Share your vision with people who have already achieved what you want to achieve in your area of interest, or who have demonstrated support to aspire. You want to do just that. That way, you'll be unleashing your potential, and you will be coming out of luck, or you will find or see the window of opportunity coming your way. You will see success leaning in your direction. Nothing is on a silver platter in life. Success coming out of luck, achievement is not by impression. It is the mind called vision. Again, everybody has vision. Once you are a human being with God imputed knowledge, you got vision. The vision is any idea. It can be positive, it can be negative. Satan has a vision. God has a vision. You, listening to me, have vision. Everybody has vision. Look at the various visions from where you are. Just step out of your house. If you are in your house, step out of your house, stand on the porch, and look at visions all over the place. Look at your house. Look at your community. You go to church, look at the visions in the office, at the business center, right now at the various markets. What do you see? Visions all over the place. Look at the Yana boys called Zogos. Look at the other people everywhere. What are they using? Their idea. Vision is idea. When God said, write down the vision, what was the instruction? What was he saying? Simply, write down my idea. Write down my idea. Vision is simply the idea. That idea is what is referred to as goal. Meaning, you have thought about it, but you wouldn't think about it if you don't have the mind. You think about it because there is the mind. And what you think by the mind is what they call vision or idea. It can be positive, it can be negative. Whatever the idea you put on, how you go about pursuing it, you either benefit, it takes you from one level to another, or you are lost. You have the vision, but when the vision is actually lacking in terms of well thought out or analyzed well, it is achievable. Anything short of that, you lost. That means the word lost is a reference for unachieved. Unachieved. Not that you don't have it, you have it, but it wasn't well thought out, it wasn't well analyzed, it was peripheral. You just went about with it, whichever way, feeling impressed, and you didn't achieve it. You lost. So when the expression lack of vision will get you lost. That's what I meant. And still me. Everyone has vision. Everyone has idea. But now, let's go home this way in a spiritual way. Look at the Bible. Look at those people who had problems of all kinds, including those who lack. What did God tell them? He did nothing practical, but allowed them to use their mind carefully, think right, so that so that they will not get lost in their vision. You see it all over. Oh, you're lacking vision. Oh, you're lacking this. You won't get vision. But what led the person to say to that person, you're lacking vision, you won't get vision? They see a vision. They see an idea. But they are saying that that idea was not well thought out, even though they know. So they just conclude sentimentally. You hear the lady or the man, oh, you don't get vision. You don't have any vision. But what led you to respond emotionally. It is the vision that the person has. But what the person did not do, did not analyze the vision well, so the person lost. It is that loss that will lead people to say you're lacking vision. But everybody has a vision. The vision is either well thought out, analyzed well, and is successful, or it is left with no critical analysis, and then you're lost. That's how you unleash your potential, and that's how we come to the end of Unleash Your Potential this morning on Kings 88.5, just to motivate you to think right, act responsibly, and then it will work. Stop complaining, stop giving excuses, stop blame shifting, accept and own up to every mental undesirable thought, and let that challenge you into thinking hard and central. Blame shifting, excuses never ever change anyone's ability to come out of lack or poverty or to move from one end to another. It only keeps you revolving. You will just be turning around the same place. Blame shifter never expand. Blame shifter always revolve. They move around the same place. The same place. Futurist thinker, as we talked last week, big good thinker changes his or her life. Futurist thinker expands. Blame shifter revolves. The same place. For whole day, yeah, them blaming people. Oh, they're the person. They are because of the person. This person, want me. This thing. They just, you're not going anywhere. You just allowing God probably. You just, God will say, but then if I know I shouldn't have created this person. God gave us the five senses to be used rightfully and not loosely. Don't shift blame. You never come out of lack. You never come out of poverty. You never advance to another level in life when you are blame shifting, finding excuses from and in people, putting your mental weakness on people. No, you never. Don't do that. Own up to whatever the undesirable thought. Give it a rethought, a rethink rather, and analyze it well. When you finish, if need be, if you find it necessary, you can share it with somebody of your liking based on the person's advancement in life. Share it, and the person will help you out. Thank you all for being with us for this talk motivationally. Lack of vision will get you lost. We're back next week, Monday, if God permits. I'm Sam Andrews. Thank you all.
Unleash your potential.